Hi everyone, this is the AthenianMaker podcast. My name is Aida and I'm coming to you today from Athens. It's quite hot today. We had a week that it was the temperature was perfect. It was like about 20 degrees, which was almost cold during night. But today, I don't know, it's a bit hotter. I don't know how much it is, but it should be around 30 degrees Celsius. So I'm a little bit sweaty, sorry for that. So for today, I have to show you sewing and knitting projects. I found out how to do timestamps, and so if you are interested in only one of these crafts, you can just check in the comments when each craft when I start talking about each craft, so that you can go directly to that. If you want to see everything, just go on. So I will start with let's start with sewing. Well, first of all, what I am wearing, this is a new dress that I finished about a month ago. I think that I showed on the last episode, on the last podcast, I showed you, this was in my plans, I think. So this is a fabric that I had in my stash, and I had purchased it more than 4 or 5 years ago, I don't remember quite, and I bought it here in Athens at Olivieri's. It's one of the fabric stores in the center of Athens. I really like this store because it has like all the fabrics are very tidy and you can easily see them, and because I don't like when there are some stores that one fabric is over the other and you can not really enjoy watching the fabrics and deciding what to buy. Anyway, so this fabric, it was in my stash. I was told that it is a viscose, but I have the feeling that it has some polyester in it because this fabric almost does not wrinkle, and I don't think that the other fabrics that I had in past that were 100% viscose, they did wrinkle, and some a lot, but okay. And so this does not wrinkle almost at all, so there is definitely polyester in it. I don't know how much percentage, but there is. So, and I decided to make with this fabric. I had about 2 meters, I think, and I decided to make a dress by Athina Kakou. Athina was a Greek pattern designer. She doesn't do business anymore. She doesn't sell her patterns anymore for about 2 years now. So this is the Meg Dress. I will put a link of her blog down below so that you can check it. But unfortunately it is not available to be bought. So this is the Meg Dress, only because I have my notes here on my PC. Well, it is just a shift dress with no sleeves. Like the sleeves are grown from the body, and there is no zipper, which makes it great for beginners, but also for anyone that wants a quick make. And this is actually why I chose it, because I just wanted a simple dress to make and to be done quickly. The sizing, Athina had fantastic sizing. She went from bust 74 centimeters to 136 centimeters, which is in inches from 29 to 53 inches. And I made size 16. So I don't have taken any pictures from this because I did not wear this at all. I will show you why. There is something that annoys me about this dress, and so I'll just try to show it a little bit to you. So I wear it with a belt. I don't really like on me dresses that are like a bag or with no shaping in the waist. And so there is here in the hem this contrasting band. This was how the fabric was. It was like one piece of fabric. I have here to show you. It was one piece of fabric that had this border in the end, and I used the border for the hem, and I did not hem the dress at all. I just used it as it is because I like it. Looks like a fringe a little bit, so I just use it as it is. And what I don't like is that this sort of dresses like create this look on me on the back, because I always like, in order for the dress to stay straight, I have to do this here, and I don't really like how it looks. And I always have to do a sway back adjustment in dresses or trousers, so that I have to shorten the length of in the waist. And with this, because it doesn't have any seams, it's just like one piece from top to bottom, I cannot do that. Or at least I don't know if there is a way to do that, but I could not find a way how to adjust the length of the back in this sort of dresses. So, and I don't really like how it looks back there, so I have not worn it till now. I don't know if I will change my mind maybe next year, because this happens to me like sometimes when I make a dress and I see something that annoys me and just I put it aside, but after months when I see it again, I don't see anymore what the issue was. I have forgotten about this, so maybe this will happen with this dress also. So that's it. I think the construction is so easy, like you have only to do the shoulders, the side seams and the facing. I also added here a little bit of the border, so to add a little bit color here. It is not from how the fabric was, there is a seam here. I have not yet, I have to finish also the seams here on the sleeves and in the side seams, because I have not done that. There are still threads coming off everywhere, so I have to do that. But I consider it to be a finished project actually. So next, after this one, I wanted to try to make, I wanted to do some, to sew some trousers, and I was looking for what patterns to use, and I had only done, in the past, the only trousers that I have done are the heroin jeans from Mercant and Mills, which I've done 2 pairs from those. And with those I had many issues concerning the fitting of the trousers. I did some adjustments, but still after there were so many fitting issues that although despite the adjustment that I made, still there were other fitting issues that I didn't address in the end, because I'm not very good in fitting clothes. Like, it has to be very obvious what you have to do so that I understand what to do. And I just, in the end, like, I decided to wear them, and the fitting issues were in the back, and I was not seeing them, so I just completely ignored those. And because of that, and because I always think that my body is like difficult to find clothes that fit. Even before I started sewing, it was so hard for me to find fitting clothes. And this is why I had in my mind that trousers are so difficult on me, because I have a slim waist, but I'm wide at the hips. and so I just procrastinated always. Although I wanted to do sew trousers, it was like something that I put off doing. So this summer though, I wanted to sew some trousers, and I was looking for patterns, and I decided to go for Ose Patterns, specifically the Steven trousers. So this pattern is like a classic shape. I will show you here. This is not very representative because I did some changes. I will talk about the changes that I made. First of all, the fabric is a cotton poplin probably, that I had bought from England, from London, like about 4 years ago, and I always had in mind sewing trousers with this one. And so about the Steven trousers, they have a fly zip in the front. They have slant pockets. There is no fly zip here, of course. They have slant pockets, and this is it about this. These are the characteristics of the pattern. Now, what I did was that, first of all, I didn't want the fly front, because I find that it exaggerates, because I have a belly and fly fronts usually exaggerate that, and you look even bigger on that area. And so I think that the zipper that is on the back of the trousers or on the side is better for me. This is my personal opinion, like this is what I want for myself. So I removed the zipper from the fly zipper from the front, and I just added a side zipper here on the sides. And this is the inside, like the front. There are slant pockets, and I added a self-made bias binding for the waistband. This was from a dress that I had made in the past. And so actually that was the only alteration that I did, the zipper. I don't remember doing anything else. The size that I made for this one, it was the last size. A moment. Yes, it was size 48. This, yes, 48. These trousers come from waist 64 centimeters to 92 centimeters. In inches, it is 25 1/4. How do you say that? Yes, and 36 until up to 36 1/4 inches in the waist. So my measurements are 92 centimeters and 116 centimeters at the hip, which is the bigger size of this pattern. Unfortunately, it's not very inclusive. Maybe in the future the designer decides to add more sizes. And from this side. So I made size 48, but now that I have worn this a lot, I think that I could do a size smaller. And that's probably because of this fabric, because after wearing it, after actually the second time that I wore it without washing it, it opened a little bit the fabric and it sags, and so I don't really like how it fits after the second time that I wear it. But I'll show some pictures here that I took when they were freshly made, and I'm so in love with this pattern. I cannot tell you and recommend this pattern enough to you guys, as long as it is within your size range. So this fits so well on me. I had to do only 2 adjustments, like that was incredible. So the first adjustment that I had to do was in the front crotch. I had to take to deepen a little bit the curve on the front crotch. So just like a little bit here. And the other is like an adjustment like I talked before that I do to all the patterns. I had to do a sway back adjustment. I reduced the length of the central back seam by 4 centimeters, so I got about that much, and then they fitted perfectly, and I was so happy and enthusiastic after that I wanted to make 100 pairs of this pattern. So, and that actually completely changed my sewing mojo. After that, like, I wanted immediately to start something else, which is something unusual for me, because I usually like make something and then maybe for 2 or 3 weeks I just spend the time thinking what I'm going to do next. But anyway, fantastic trousers, very happy with this pattern, and I'm definitely going to make it again. I have also bought the Billy trousers recently, so I think that I'm going to do first the Billy trousers, and we'll wait to make this again for winter in a gabardine or in a thicker fabric, or in a wool, and so I'll wait for that. This is it, and I was so happy with after making this that I just wanted to start immediately something else. And I had bought this fabric last year here in Athens. It is a cotton, but it's not poplin. Maybe it is, I don't know how Tanalon is, maybe it's in imagination, but I think that it could be Tanalon, but don't take my word for that. So, because it has a different feeling that cotton poplin or cotton voile, it's not that. So I bought this fabric last year here in Athens, and I had 2.5 meters of it, and I wanted to make a dress. But then I thought that maybe a dress with this was like too much, or after that I had the idea of doing a matching set, like trousers and a blouse. And so just after finishing the Steven trousers, I looked for my pattern stash and decided to make which is the name? The Winslow Cullotes, yes. So I went for the Winslow Cullotes. That is a pattern from Helen's closet. I was actually a tester for this pattern like many years ago when it was released, and it was the first time that I made culottes, and I was so happy with the result. And this is a fantastic pattern, very simple and very easy to make, and you can use so little fabric. Like, I remember that the first pair that I made in the length over the knee, it took like only 70 centimeters of fabric. But for this one I went for a longer version, so it's a little bit wrinkled, I'm sorry, but I have worn this. So this is the front. It has here the waistband, and there are inverted box splits, and there are side seam pockets, of course. I have a bag for Rexy from last time that I was wearing it. And it also has a back zipper, invisible zipper. So for these ones I made size 16. Yes, I made size 16. This pattern goes from waist 61 centimeters to 96.5 centimeters, and it is from 24 inches to 38 inches, which is quite good. It could be better. I think that now, no, this is actually, now it is the size ranging of Helen's closet, it's much bigger. This is why from when it was first released. Now I know that it goes like, it's very inclusive sizing. It's not what I told you, I'm sorry. So I made size 16, and size 16 has 86.5 centimeters waist. And while my waist is 92 centimeters, but what I know from a blog that I had read in the past, I had read a blog that said that the waistband, if you want like a fitted trousers, the waistband should be in your real measurement, in your real waist measurements, so with no ease at all on them. And I think maybe that was also the case with my Steven trousers. If I had done a smaller size, maybe the fit would be good, even like after wearing them a couple of times. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. So when I did this, I decided to go for a smaller size than what the pattern suggests based on my body measurements. And so that the added ease on the waistband would be actually what is needed for my body to fit well. And I'm very glad I did that because they fit very well. So I'll also add a picture, probably after the sewing section is over, I will add some pictures there with these two projects. And so this is it. The length is like mid-calf, almost. And it is very, you feel very comfortable it feels very comfortable wearing them, and I really adore them. Also, I didn't bring it here, but I decided to make a set. So I went for the Mercant and Mills patterns, the factory dress, and used only the top part of the pattern to make it matching blouse for these culottes. I don't have it right now here, and it's not finished either, so I'll show that probably next time, and you can see them also paired together, how they look. So this is about sewing. I don't have any other projects, and I have not decided. I definitely want to do the Billy trousers. My next project is going to be that, but I have not decided yet what fabric to use. So I have to first check in my stash if I have something that is suitable for this pattern, and if not, then I will have to buy something. So with knitting, I will start first with finished projects. They are not 100% finished because I have still not woven in the ends, but I consider them finished projects. So of course they are mittens. I made 2 new designs. So I'm making these mitts to add them on my Etsy shop. This is why I make so many. And I'm I really enjoy doing this, and I really enjoy that I can make stuff for my Etsy shop, because I want to knit a lot, but I'm also a person that doesn't like having too many things. Like I cannot think of having like for myself 5 or 6 pairs of mitts. I just want to have one and to wear it all the time. So, but on the other side, I do enjoy so much knitting, and I don't want to stop knitting. So when I started my Etsy shop, at first I was thinking only to have the yarns, the botanical dyed yarns, but then I thought, why not like add some accessories so that I have a reason to knit and to not feel guilty like knitting things that I consider to be useless for me. Like they would not be useless, but I just I don't know how to explain this, but I just don't like to have like 100 clothes or dresses or whatever. So anyway, so I made like I made 2 new designs. The first one is this. I kept like taking inspiration from kilim designs, like I talked about last time, and this is the back. I'll try to wear them, but it's just so hot right now that they stick in my hand. So this is how they fit. And although I love these colors together, I personally prefer like reds and yellows and very bright colors, and this is okay too, but they are not my favorite actually. And the second pair that I made is this one, which based on what I said right now, you'll understand that I love them much more. So for this design, I went one day to the archaeological museum here in Athens, which is actually quite close to my house, and there was a vessel, what is the word for those, like they used for wine and to carry water, and it had a similar design with this. I took a picture, so I will try to find it and add it later so that you can see it. And I took the inspiration from this vase, this, I don't know. And this is the back. I really like in the thumb, I do this a lot, these just stripes. And yes, of course, it's another geometrical design. Not that I don't like flowers, I love flowers, but for some reason now I have stuck, I'm obsessed with geometrical designs. And this is the back. So these are my 2 finished projects. I have not completed anything else. And now let's talk about works in progress. The first one is another pair of mitts. This is like a plain, the color is not that actually, one moment. It's much, it's darker and deeper. No, it's not that color anyway. So this is a simple design. It is garter stitch here, and it has this opening here in the back. Let me show you how it looks. I have not finished them. I have still to make to do the thumb. So it looks like this here. So what you do is just you need garter back and front, and then I joined in the round to continue the mitts. That's it. So I have to pick up the stitches here at the thumb and do 3 or 4 rows of garter, and these are ready too. And then I will probably just sit one afternoon and weave in all the ends. Now the other working project is the elephant in the room. This is a test knit for Anaplexis. Rexy just came to say hi. You want to say hi? Έλα αγάπη. Έλα να πεις γεια εσύ μωρό μου. He was sitting quietly. So this is a test from Anaplexis, and I met Anna online through our common love for Star Wars designs. We both love her designs, And so this is how we actually got to know each other, from the hashtag. And from the hashtag of the Tudor Roses, I think. So and she has decided to start her to be a pattern designer, and this is her first design, and I was very glad to be one of her testers. So this I spoke a little bit in the previous podcast. This is a very interesting construction. It is a cardigan, and you knit it from side to side. So you start from here, you cast on, and then you knit sideways. So you make increases. Then there is the shoulder shaping, and then suddenly you decrease for the sleeve opening, and continue through the back, and until you have completed and come here on the other side. Like, it's very interesting construction. I have not knitted before from side to side, and it was very interesting to learn something new. So the yarn I used for this is my own hand-dyed yarn from the Snow collection, and this one is a self-striping yarn. And I chose this because Anna has designed the pattern to be with stripes, and you use two different colors, and you change them so that it is you create these vertical stripes. And this is actually the reason why she wanted to do this construction, so that you have the vertical stripes, but without knitting stranding without doing color work, without knitting in the same time with two colors. So when I was looking for what sort of yarns to use, I thought that maybe it will be like a more easy and a joyful knit, to not have to have my mind to change the colors every now and then to do the stripes. And so I decided to use this colorway that I had made for shawl knitting, and I knew that there will definitely be about 2 rows of each color. So the one color is undyed and the other color is variegated, because I had tied knots between the sections of the yarn. So this is why there is not a continuous line, but it is like there are gaps between them. So I have finished the bodies. I have to seam the shoulder seam. That is, I have just used pins now to keep it together. And I have also made one sleeve, which is this. I will use this yellow color for the bands, for the neckline, the front band and the hem. And so I use the same here. The construction of the pattern in the sleeves is not like this. You make increases, but because I used a self-striping yarn and I didn't want to have various depths of stripes, I wanted to be as more homogeneous as possible. So I thought I will cast on the number of sleeves that you have here in the arm, and will have, as a result, I will get like a bell-shaped sleeve. And I'm very glad that I did that, because I like how it looks. And of course, here, when you start working back and forth for the shaping of the sleeve, it changes. You can see that the lines are a bit deeper than they are here. And you'll see like this part here that I made, part here that I made it in white. That's because I am not sure that I will have enough yarn to have a complete striped sleeve. So I went and I weighted the yarn that I had, and when I had knitted half of it, then I stopped and I started knitting with the undyed yarn. And I will probably leave it like this, because I actually like the result. I think that it looks nice like this. And now I am knitting the second sleeve. I'm knitting now much faster than I was knitting the first one, because with the first one, like, I was very anxious if the yarn is going to be enough. I was playing yarn chicken with it, and so at some point, like, it took me for 1 week, I didn't knit at all, because I was trying to maybe figure out a different way to make the sleeves, and maybe it would be better to do the sleeves in one color, in the undyed color, in yellow, or in the undyed yarn. So it took me about a week to decide what to do with that. But then I wanted to give it a try, because I really like how these look. Like, you have the vertical lines, and then on the sleeves there are the horizontal lines, and I really like that effect. So and now I'm knitting much faster, because I know how much yarn I have left, and if for some reason it seems like the yarn is enough to knit the entire sleeve, then I will just unravel this, but I don't think that it's going to happen. I will unravel this, and I will make it like we'll continue with striped yarn. So this is it, I think. Yes, that's it. So I don't have any other plans about knitting apart from my mitts, because I might, I don't know, maybe when I finish these ones, which is going to happen very soon, when I finish this one, I'm gonna either start another pair of mitts, or maybe I will do some socks for myself, because I have not knitted socks for about a year, and maybe it's time to do that. I will see. But I will not start any other garment, because I want to finish this one. The deadline was until the end of August, but Anna gave us more time, and now it is until the 19th. But I think that I can make it until then, because now I'm working like only on this. Whenever I'm knitting, I'm working on this project. It's a baby. So that's it for this for today. Hopefully I will see you soon, and I hope everyone is doing well, and that you are having fun making beautiful things. Bye bye.